welcome to Let's Talk Business podcast with Tamika and Keisha. I am Keisha, and this is
Tamika.
Tamika. And today we're going to just recap some business startup basics and talk about our recent pop up shop experiences. So um, let's talk about the pop ups first. So we recently just did one for the first time. It's the first time I ever did a pop up, and I learned a lot in that experience. One location is everything, and I didn't particularly like our location, even though the event still went pretty nice and everything. Everybody was pretty cool, and I think everybody got some business. Everybody that was there, all the vendors.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just a learning experience. I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But then we did another event the following month, which turned out to be awesome.
Right.
Which was a 2-day event for me and 1-day event for Keisha.
Yeah. Only because I had to do my cousin bridal party because I'm at her wedding Saturday, so I couldn't miss that event. So I just tried to get in one a day. But I wish I could have done both weekends because the Sunday I was there was definitely dope.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people we had, where she had. You know the lady name who hosted the event?
Sensory.
Yeah. So she hosted the event in her space on 87th and Browndale Road. Beautiful space, nice, clean, professional.
Very.
Loved everything about her operations. I'm going to try to have her on the show, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was definitely nice. She had like maybe, 4 or 5 different food vendors. Had people just doing drinks. Had people there doing spiritual readings.
Yep.
People with edibles, clothing, like makeup, like everything. Everything you could think of. 360 photo booth.
Yep.
Yeah, it was nice. It was good to see a lot of
positive business owners.
Yes.
Women in the black community they support each other.
Yeah, but it wasn't just black people there. See,
that's all the vendors were African American, but the customers were not.
No, she had a Mexican vendor.
She sure did. The young lady who sell the
she did tacos and
sea
Mexican
moss.
food. No, she had two. One very up in the front. One lady was doing like Mexican food, and another lady was doing those sea moss and those what you call those shots? Those
ginger
yeah. I had bought one of them from her, and it was really good too.
Was it?
It was like a little boost of energy. So I'm trying to get on a little bit healthier kick. Not too much though. Still all about my junk food. That's my crutch. I'm gonna need rehab for that. A whole 30 days, a whole 12 steps.
Right. Yeah. So it was really nice. And then at that event studio, she's gonna start having different events for kids as well.
Yeah. So she do have one coming up in June. So if you have a kid that is looking to start a business or make their own T-shirts or whatever your kid is doing. She is doing an event this June. Is it the 25th? I want to say.
I think so.
Don't quote me on that. I will try to get some more information and put it on our Facebook page. But she's doing one that's all kids, like 12 to 17.
Something like that.
Yeah,
yep.
All kid vendors. So we're asking that if you have kids that is selling something that has a small business, this would be a good event. And it's nice to bring your kids out to show them what other kids are doing,
Yep.
So I'm definitely going to come through. I don't have any small children, but just to show the kids some support and try to buy something from all the little vendors there because, that's important in our community. I really like what she's doing, though.
I do.
So I'm going to be on a couple more of her pop-up shops before I do another one of our own because I just want to learn a little bit more, learn a couple, work the kinks out. And plus, I'm starting to build relationships and network with other vendors, so it'll be easier, now to rebuilding these relationships with these vendors by doing the same pop-up shops and events with them. The next time we do an event, it'll be easier to grab more people to do our events as well. But I really like it. I think I'm going to try to do at least one a month, but hopefully 2 a month if my schedule can permit, but at least one a month.
That's what I've been trying to do. Get at least one a month in because I work so much during the week, and my weekends literally is my downtime. But I have to start pushing myself more because my ultimate goal is to not have that full-time job that I don't want to be at.
Yeah, you and me both. You and me both.
So it's time to
Right.
really put more of an effort. Like last year, I started my business, but I didn't put forth. I put a little effort in it. I was able to learn a lot by starting it, but it's like I didn't put that much of an effort in as I've been doing now. So it's like, okay, if I would have did this last year, I would have been out of my job. But neither here nor there. I know what I need to do now to put myself in a position where I'm only working for myself. I'm doing my own business and then expanding out, networking, or investing in something else with somebody else.
Right. So I'm trying to as well. Even I work from home for a very good company. I still don't like working for other people. So my ultimate goal, just like Tamika, is to eventually stop working for anybody and just solely be self-employed, and really live off of my businesses.
Exactly.
So on top of the cosmetic line, I recently started doing credit repair services, business credit, and going through the process of getting registered with this company so I'll be able to offer business loans, legitimate business loans. These are not your PPP scams, but legitimate loans for businesses that have at least $5,000 to $10,000 in monthly revenue. So, I'm trying to build up the financial part. That's going to be one stream. Still working with my sons and my boyfriend on their trucking business. So, in a nice little minute, I say by the end of this year, I'll be good to go. I would not be starting 2023 working for anybody if everything goes
If
planned.
God's plan. Nope.
Yeah, but God said the same. So that's my goal. My goal for this year to put everything in place so I don't have to work for nobody next year.
I was shooting for towards my birthday, but that's in July, so it's not gonna happen. But I know I got a lot of things that I can networking off of just one event put me in a position where I'm meeting all these different people, and a lot of people just in the group chat that we have. If you ask a question, nobody has a problem with answering it.
Right. That's one thing I like. Everybody shares information. Kind of go why we even started the whole podcast, because it's like one person learns something, they act like they gotta charge everybody for their information instead of just sharing it. And that's why we have such problems in the Black community getting ahead, because somebody learned a new word, they don't want to tell everybody else what it means.
Right.
So we're not going to do that. So we still are very active in the podcast groups, the pop-up shop group, even though the event is well over.
Right.
We still go in there every morning.
Everybody say for the most part, everybody's saying good morning. Like I said, if we ask a question, because I know I just asked a question and I need to place an order, because one of the young ladies was there with her daughter, and they make some delicious treats.
Oh yeah.
And
I got to that table.
I don't
too.
think I even chewed mine. It was so good. And my cousin was looking for it the next day, and they didn't come. They didn't bring any the next day on Sunday, because I think they sold out on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I need to place an order with her for that, because they were really good.
I don't know. Usually I get my treats from my daughter, but she didn't do this event.
Yeah, and that's crazy, because I was talking to her and she was like, "Wow, this is nice."
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah."
She definitely gonna be on every. She was like, book me for every podcast. Every pop-up shop you guys do. So we definitely gonna be on it, but I don't know who the young lady is, and I'm sorry, I was just that hungry. I didn't look at they label that long. But the minute she said dollar cupcakes at the end of the event, my greedy self went and bought a bunch of them. But it was like we were scrambling on her table. Like so many people were just grabbing cupcakes, And I made good money, but I have to say I probably spent all the money I made back because I bought a lot of food.
I was trying not to do that, but
I probably did.
I did,
because I got the shrimp and grits which I had never had before. But since she was making them, I was like, let me try it, because I've always seen it on TV and stuff. I always said I wanted to try it, and it was really, really good. Then I had the barbecue.
Oh, the barbecue was off the chain.
Off the chain. But this is my thing. This is not towards the lady that did the barbecue. So the barbecue was really, really good. But when you're out here saying that you're the king or queen or boss of barbecue, I expect you to have your own sauce.
It makes sense.
They're just my pet peeve. And she didn't have her own sauce. She did use Sweet Baby Ray's, which is my other one.
I like Sweet Baby Ray's. So.
I don't like it by itself. I like to mix it. Like if you mix it with something, cool. But if it's just by itself, no. But the way I grew up, everybody that I know that do barbecue start with a base and usually use open pit as a base, and they make their own sauce out of it. You know, like I have my cousin that she used like open pit and Sweet Baby Ray's and then do something else to her sauce. But it's just not straight out the jar. So when I go to barbecue places, I expect you guys to have your own sauce or some variation or tweak it a little bit. Don't just squeeze the stuff out the jar on my meat, because then it'll look like you don't love your meat.
I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
But the meat, everything else was seasoned good. Her
macaroni
size
was
good. The macaroni was off the chain.
Baked beans was delicious.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Sweet Baby Ray's by itself. It need to be mixed with something. Other than that, I had no problem. But yeah, I spent all my profits on food.
Sunday I did for sure.
I was like, whoo, man. But it was just so good. Then I bought a couple brownies, and that was the nightcap.
The edible brownies?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
No.
I had to say, if we had anything to do, if we had an appointment that day, at the end of that day, I missed it. I'm not gonna lie, that brownie took me out. But it was good though.
Yeah.
But she said she could do food too, like chicken and different stuff. So I'm
infused food. No, I'm not doing that either. I know my. Mm-mm.
I want to see how she can do, if she can tweak some chicken wings, because that'll be on the chain. That'll be on the
limits.
chain.
I know my limits. Nah.
That's okay. I'll be at home, so if I pass out, I'll pass out.
Right.
Yeah. So it was really nice. Meeting everybody and talking to everybody, and it was just really nice. Everybody was nice and respectful and professional. There was a lot of people coming out through the door.
Throughout the doors,
yes. It was a lot of customers. Like, it was girls doing waist beads right there, sizing you up. It was fitness people. They was making fitness drinks. There was a couple different fitness people, not just a sea moss lady. So it was a lot of good people. And the next time, the city hosts a pop-up shop, y'all really need to be out there, because these vendors come and they show up and they show out. And I really got to get my my trade show and pop-up game going, because I'm like, oh my God, I need a backdrop, I need the sign, I need my tablecloth, I need everything. So it's just more excuses to shop.
But it's also like for a pop-up, when you do the pop-up events as you're starting off as a new entrepreneur, it's okay to like literally, I did an event that last Saturday and I made $40. And I'm like, but the next day I literally went to my grandma's house and sold out on every hat that I brought to her house, which was 10 hats. So it balanced itself out.
You got to look at, too, how many people saw and know your company now. May not have been able to buy that day, but now they sing you and they know where you at, know how to get in contact with you. So that's another thing. If you a new business and you're starting out and you don't want to get a storefront right away, you want to be online, step out and do a couple of events, every now and then. You got to do one every month, but do enough so people know that you're online.
Yep.
And see your products, and then go back to your website, offer coupons, offer online only deals, gather emails. Like, I don't care. I go to every pop-up shop or anything I do. I can care less about how many sales I'm getting. I do want sales, but my main focus is how many emails I can get, how many people I can keep marketing to.
Right.
So that's my biggest thing. I always either got a QR code for you to scan or a sign-up sheet or something, but leave me your contact information because I'm trying to build my email list.
Right. And also just remember to, like, for me, like, literally when I show my products that I have, I sell accessories. These hats, these glasses,
Jewelry.
earrings.
Yeah.
When I when I just post a random picture online, I get inboxes. Hey, you got that at home? You got that with you? Or can I get that? And I'm like, yeah, pull up. You know what I'm saying? But that's this part of me from when, like I said, when I started last year, I didn't. My cousin and my family, my sister always say this, dude, why do you not post your pictures? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I need to post more. I used to have it where I had everything. I would sit down one day, I would schedule out a week's worth of posts and get everything all loaded with my scripts and my pictures and just set it and just let it post on those days, on those times by itself. But I let my subscription lapse for the service software I was using, so now I'm just doing it all on my own. But I definitely myself need to post my products more because when I do, I get, and you know, with your hashtags and different stuff like that, you get so many influencers coming on your Instagram or your TikTok or whatever for products. It's easier. I get more sales that way, but I have been very slacking on my social media posting.
Yeah, well. I need to learn how to do that.
There's different places like Later or Hootsuite or different ones that you can plug in all your social medias and schedule your content. Like take a one day and just say, I want to promote these products. These are going to be my sales for this week, and this is how many posts I want to run. Do it all in one day, schedule it, and just let the system do the rest of it.
Okay.
It's like having your own little social media manager.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I definitely had too many products. Like, I have to break it down. Like, okay, this week we on lipsticks. This week we on, like, you know, and break it down.
That's what I've been doing. I'm like, and then you also, that's part of what we're going to talk about today as well, like your marketing. Figure out who you're going to market to and where's the need at, and how would you benefit these people with selling these products to them in their areas.
So we're going to go into now some business startup basics. It's been a minute since we did this one, but because we still get a lot of questions, we decided to bring it back because there's always somebody starting a business. So we're going to go through a couple of just basic things that you guys can talk about. And I'm going to put this PowerPoint that we're using after the live. You will be able to find it on our Facebook page if you want to reference back to it. But just to give you guys a little bit more information about us, the mission of Let's Talk Business is to educate, inform, and support other small business owners. Our vision is to see an increase in the number of minority-owned businesses increase year over year. So we want to see more people get out here, take your hobbies and turn them into businesses. You know, if you know how to do something, I don't care if you braiding hair, greasing scalp, you should be charging the fee. You should be marketing your services. You know, I could use my scalp scratched and greased right now as we speak.
Right.
And these new age stylists don't even want to wash your hair no more. So that alone right there might be $1 million business. And then our values is just collaboration and partnership. You can get a lot farther in life with the help, you know what I'm saying, instead of doing stuff on your own. We are becoming a small village of small business owners. We are helping each other with like everything.
Exactly.
And learning. If you want to be in business, you can't think you're going to start this business and know everything from day one. You're going to learn as you go. You're going to mess up. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to lose out on money. But you're going to learn from the process. You're not going to lose that money again.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So it's always a consistent thing of learning your niche, your brand, and business and marketing. So you have to be ready for that. Ownership, we just need to have our own. We need to have our own businesses. We need to have our own houses, our own land. We don't need to be dependent on other races for what we need for our race and our people.
For our resources, our own resources. No.
So nobody's going to care about you like you. Nobody's going to care about you like your family or your people. So that's why we have to have our own and have our own land, own businesses, our own banks, insurance companies. You know, like if it's a black option, I'm gonna try to take the black option.
If they are, because it's a lot of black businesses,
Professional.
they lose business ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like, just because you're a black business don't mean I will support you, yes, but as soon as you get that you're not professional or whatever, and I feel I don't like that vibe, I don't go back. But
Yeah.
that goes to say I do that for the same non-black businesses as well. I'm not going to keep spending my money with you and you not treating me right.
So a big thing, and I think we need to do coming up soon, is customer service. Some of y'all, you just got to get y'all attitude together. Like, I'll try to work with one person, and I love her to death, but she just has the worst attitude. And it's been like that as long as I've ever known her. You know, like, because I gotten to know her, I could see past it, but now she's out here in the business world, and the attitude is still front and center, and it's like, you're going to have to lose that, you know what I'm saying? Or you're not going to be successful. So customer service, small business customer service is probably something we're going to have to do soon, because a lot
being mindful, like if somebody
Yeah.
sends you an inbox as a customer and as a business owner, speak. Do you know how far that will go? If you speak to someone, if you're asking them even if you're just asking them a simple question, speak first.
Yeah.
That's just basic manners.
And don't be offended if people ask you for your price. They may not be able to afford it that day. But I don't know how many posts I've seen people when they're talking about how mad they are. People always inbox you, ask your price. They don't buy the stuff right then and there. She may not have it right then and there. But she may need to know what the price is so she can get it for you.
Down the
But
line,
if you turn around and make a post about me asking you for a price right after I asked you, inbox you, I'm not going to come back and purchase it now.
No.
So you guys got to work with integrity. You got to just be more professional and not take things so personal. You got to set aside your personal feelings when you're trying to be a business owner, because you're not going to be able to please everybody.
No.
Once you get to the point of having employees, they're not going to like you all the time. Customers not going to like you all the time, but you still got to put on the face of a business person and move with integrity.
Right.
Y'all should have passion. Like, we have passion about what we do. Like, I love being in business. I love coming up with new lipstick colors and coming up with my own social media posts. Like, all of that is exciting to me. So it's passion. If you don't have a passion behind what you're doing, I don't know what you're doing it for.
Right.
So.
Like Ben, like when we did the only thing for me that I know, like she was like, if you want to introduce your, and I was like, no. Yeah, I was like, get out there. I was like, no.
Yeah. So I had to
Absolutely
introduce
not.
us, because somebody don't want to talk.
Absolutely not. And I can talk. I can talk in front of crowds, but everybody looking at me, no. And I could do this all day. But
Because you don't need a room with me and Tom.
but just getting out there and standing in front of people, no. But I can sit here and I can tell you everything about my business. I can tell you how to get your stuff started, and I can explain everything to you. But when I gotta stand in front of people, I'm like, oh my God. No.
So we're gonna have to challenge you to break that.
I probably just a little bit. I'll be okay.
Ain't no have time for you trying to be shy over here. This girl is as outspoken as I've ever seen in my life.
And I am
And
a
this
very
little shy side.
I
you
am
gotta
a very
have.
outspoken person, but standing in front of crowds, no.
We're gonna have to break that.
No.
All right, and our last value is quality. Like we said, we will do business with you if you're black, but we expect quality. We expect to get our money's worth. And I'm not gonna come to you and ask you for 1 million discounts. I try to
Don't
pay.
ask me for none, because don't ask me for none.
Right, I
You
try to
pay
pay
it on-
people
pay it
with
on Jordans.
their actual price, for their services. However, I'm expecting quality when I pay your price.
Exactly.
No harm, no foul. The same thing I expect when I go to a store or a restaurant or whatever. I will pay your price, but I'm expecting it to be top
Exactly.
quality. So, can't get mad at people. Okay, so, one of the big things too is before you start a business.
I read it. Conducting market research. That's this understanding your who's going to buy the products from you, who you want to market your products to. Write your business plan, funding your business, and just remember, like, starting off, when you start off with a business, you're 9 out of 10, you don't have the funding. You're going to have to figure out how to fund that business on your own till you get to a point where the money that you are making is going to balance itself out and you can actually see the profit in it. Because right now, that's exactly where I'm at. I'm funding everything out of I pay for all my pop-up events out of my own pocket. I pay for all my products out of my own pocket. So it's like I'm learning, and then I'm like, I need to get a new banner. I bought some business cards. I didn't have those at first. It's like, it's all of it. You just gotta know, like, if you really, because that's part of it, funding it on your own until you get to a point where you don't have to use your own money. Everything is separate.
And I started my business from my pocket too. So trust me when I say it's no small feat to fund your own business. If you have the opportunity to go to a bank, apply for a loan, go for it. You know what I'm saying? If you have an opportunity to apply for grants, go for it. There's not a lot of grants available for startup businesses. However, you see a lot of people promoting it. Grants,
you got to be in
grants,
business at least a year.
There's not a lot for startup from scratch. You have to have a minimum of a year worth of business history of sales or whatever to qualify for certain grants. And depend on how your business is established, you may not be able to apply for different grants. If you're a for-profit business, many grants won't be offered to you because you should be a nonprofit with a 501(c), I believe. But there are some companies like I Fund Her, Her Story, Alice.
Alice, I've been using that. I've been applying for a lot of things through that.
Those are a couple of places that does find venture capitalists to invest and to donate to different and to provide grants from, bigger Fortune 500 companies for smaller businesses, but they are highly competitive. I've been applying for grants for 2 years. I have yet to be be awarded one. And my pitch is almost perfect. And, I have somebody else, write up my proposal because I wanted an outside view. I want somebody who had experience doing it to write it up. So it's a really good pitch. It's just very, very competitive. So I wouldn't base my business off of I'm going to apply for a grant and I'm going to get it, because grant periods can be open for 6 months. You won't know for 6 months whether you get it or not. So just some of the things you might want to think about. Some people cash in part of their 401k. Some people cash in some of their life insurance. That's why we tell y'all to buy life insurance, because you can use it at times. It's just a lot of different things you could do. I started drop shipping way back before it was really, really popping. I think I was doing bundles and waist trainers. Mm-hmm. But I didn't have to have no upfront money. I took the order. I took the money out the order. I paid my vendor. My vendor shipped directly to my customers. At the time, it was wonderful. Since COVID, not such a good business model because of the long shipping times and, other things that come into play. All these wars that's happening overseas and stuff. So that's just not a business model that worked for me anymore. So now I had to switch that to do a business model where I have more inventory on hand. And, that is a whole nother basket of worms that you guys got to think about.
Yeah. Deciding on your business. Decide what you want to, if you're going to sell something, decide on what you want to sell. Decide on who you want to sell it to, your demographics, where you want to sell it from. Like if you want to try to see if you can open up a storefront or if you want to do online. And like she stated, drop shipping is a different way to do it as far as selling. Like for me, I'm researching doing drop shipping, but I'm not only going to deal with drop shipping if that company is in the USA. If they're not in the USA, I can't do it because of the fact that it takes way too long for products, and I'm too spoiled. I only shop on Amazon, and I know I can order something right now and get my stuff
In 2
tomorrow,
days.
2 days, or
Yeah.
even tomorrow morning, or
Right.
depending on what time you ordered the same day. You know, so I'm like, so I have to do some research and figure out because there's several different drop shipping. If they're local in the United States,
Yes.
that's the difference.
So you want to ask companies that, and some companies will. I've used companies from China. Like back when I started, you can get your hair within 3 to 5 days. Now it takes a little bit longer, and there's so many people in the hair business now. Like even for me, I still buy from my vendors, even though I don't sell hair anymore. Even just buying a wig for myself, it's almost at the price where I would buy retail. Like the wholesale prices for the hair business don't went skyrocketed because everybody's doing it right now. So you want to think about that too before you start a business. How many is it already oversaturated? I know people say, "Oh, is somebody else doing it?" That don't mean you can't do it. It's right, you can do it as well, but you want to see how saturated the market is, and can you really compete with your margins? Like, how much does it cost you to get it? How much are you trying to sell it, and where do your prices stand compared to your competitors?
Yep.
So these are all things that you have to think about. That's why we say do your market research. Who else is selling in your city? What is your network like? Who do you have? Who are your customer base? You can't sell to everybody, so are you targeting people 18 to 45?
Right.
Black women, all women, like you have to really figure that out. And how much do you think you can make in this market with everybody that's already there?
Right.
What number slide you on?
Choosing a business structure.
All right. So everybody say, I need help getting my LLC. LLC stands for Limited Liability Company or Corporation, which means you're not fully protected. So don't run and get an LLC because that's what people are saying. You need to know the differences between each entity. And I think the safest entity is a corporation because it completely keeps you safe from your personal assets, from your business assets. So when you're filing your business, don't just run and get an LLC because that's what somebody told you. Oh, go file your LLC. No, they really should say go
do some research.
Incorporate your business. Now that could be a LLC. It could be a LLP, which is limited liability partnership between you and another person. So you just need to know what each of those mean and how it can affect you for your business. Myself, I like to register my business as an S corporation. I'm a corporation, but I'm not taxed like a big corporation. I'm taxed like a smaller business. But that works for me from the research that I did. So you need to think about that. When you do these LLCs, some of your personal credit or personal guarantee may be needed for a lot of business purposes. I don't have to worry about that with a corporation.
Right.
I'm starting my own business credit, my own business line. So, these are different things that you have to think about. If you're a sole proprietor, you're just using your Social Security number. So it's all about your personal credit and your personal experience. So just different things you need to do research on and figure out for yourself, your business. And it's not that hard. Go to your state website and see what's needed. Go to SBA.gov. Small Business Administration has all the free information that you need to start, run, close your business if it's not working out. Just different things. Like educate yourself, figure this out, because if you file your business wrong, you file your taxes wrong, that's going to be a big hit to you. There's no supervisor to call. There's no manager to blame this on. That person is you. So you have to do your research. You have to do your homework. And stop paying people.
Oh, my God.
If I say this one more time, stop going to LegalZoom to formulate your business when you can do that yourself. You can do it yourself on your
For-
state website.
for free.
You don't have to pay LegalZoom $150.
No, it's not. It's more
to
more
then
than that.
pay your state filing fees on top of that. That's money wasted. Stop paying people for an EIN number.
That's
It's
free.
from the IRS website.
Free,
like you're
free,
wasting
free.
money. I don't know how many times I be seeing people on Facebook posting stuff about I'll help you get your business going and your EIN number, pay me this, and I be wanting to wanting to comment so bad like, don't pay them, it's free, but that's not my business.
It's not, and it bothers me because I know it's free.
It bothers me too.
I'm like, "Ugh, this mind your business. This mind your business. That ain't got nothing to do with you. But sometimes if it's somebody who I know and they comment on that, I'm inboxing them. No.
Oh yeah.
Don't do that. Please don't
Luckily,
do that.
people I know come to me first. Like a lot of my little cousins and my family members will come to me first and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about this business. What I need to do." That way, I could tell them, "Oh, you just need to do X, Y, and Z." Or if I know they're not so computer savvy, I kind of like help them do it or whatever. But yeah, if I see my people on certain people posts, I'd be like, "Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Please don't."
No.
But I don't blast publicly because everybody hustle is everybody hustle.
Right. I mean, there are some people we were just talking about before we started. They're either just flat out lazy or they really don't know that it's if you do a little reading, you can figure it out and do it yourself. And you get to, because like for me, I didn't know either. At one point I was going to do LegalZoom and I was like, this is expensive. But then I did you told me and was like, no, do this, and this, and that. But because I got enough comprehension, I can comprehend and listen and, okay, go here, go there, go there, go there. Now I can tell other people, no, just go on this website and you put your information in it, and you put your information in correctly, it's going to generate everything, and they're going to tell you right the next morning or the same day that your business is registered.
I usually pay for like the $25 expedited fee and get my stuff the next day. When I tell you the same forms you're going to fill out online for LegalZoom with your name, address, and phone number, it's the same information you got to put in on your state website. You're literally paying somebody upwards of over $100 to $300 to do what you can do yourself.
My friend just paid $800 for a nonprofit on LegalZoom, and then he inboxed me the same day. The next day, and was like, "I just did this. Can you look over this?" I said,
"It literally only costs $35 to register a nonprofit in the state of Wisconsin." So he just wasted over $700. Mm-hmm. He could have gave that to me if he just had nothing to do with it. Like he could have took that $800 and paid for his 501 status with the IRS, which would have made him qualify to be able to apply for government grants. That's where the $800 could have went. See what I'm saying? Is that these are the mistakes, and this is what I said. This is the money that you will lose. And, when you don't do the research.
Or ask questions. Before you even get to the point where you're going to submit that or even thinking about it, just ask. I promise you, on social media, all you have to do is ask that one question. You know how many people are going to comment on that and tell you, no, don't do it this way. Go here, there. You'll get it. Just ask questions.
Really?
It doesn't, either they're going to tell you or they're not. But 9 out of 10, you're going to get at least 2 to 3 people that's going to tell you the right information. But not always, though, on social media, because
it's like a Wikipedia page. Take it with a grain of salt. But we are always available. I'm always available for anybody to have a quick question or can you tell me what I need to do? I don't charge for just shooting people in the right direction because, first of all,
somebody had to teach me and somebody had to show me.
Right. A lot of the stuff I had to just figure out myself. Like, I literally been teaching myself business since I was 19, 20 years old. I'm only 27. I've only been doing this for 7 years. But since I'm about 19, 20 years old, I've been teaching myself some point of business. Like, I remember writing my first business plan at 19. It was all wrong. Right. However, I wrote it and I went into the bank And I had no concept of how much stuff cost.
Right.
Like on my business plan, I had a budget of like $5,000 for a car. I had no concept of what things really cost. So when I sat down with this banker, nice lady, don't remember her name, but she was very nice, and she showed me and basically pulled out the red pen for me. It was like, let me tell you why I can't approve your loan. She didn't give me the loan, but she showed me the mistakes on my business plan.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I was able to always write a better, more effective business plan, because at 19, $5,000 was a lot.
Right.
And $5,000 was a lot to come up with for a car in my mind, because this is
Right.
all the money I knew, you know. So she showed me, and she pulled up somebody else's business plan, and she showed me their financials. And they did ask for a company car and stuff like that, but it's more like $40,000. You know, like what a car really costs.
Right.
You know, and she just showed me like what they expect, you know, their expenses to be, and you know, in taxes and employee taxes are different. She just went through a lot of different stuff. The wording part I got right. You know, I can write my background, you know, what I plan to do, but it was the financials, the money part that I had all wrong, because I was only 19 and I'm thinking on a smaller scale. I'm poor.
Right.
So I'm not thinking on grand of all this money, you
Right.
know. So it was a humbling experience. I didn't get the loan, but I learned a lot. You know, she told me to come back, and I don't know what happened why I didn't come back, but I know from that experience, I was glad that she was nice enough to say, here's why
Yeah.
I won't give you this loan. You know,
Right.
outside of your age, I was only 19, going to ask for $100,000. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Right.
But she was nice enough to take that hour she set aside to do my loan with me, to show me what I needed to do.
Right.
And from there, I just made sure that I would never go anywhere unprepared again. So I taught myself everything that I would need to know to do what I need to do. When I needed a website made, and I started looking around, seeing how much people charge for doing a website. I didn't have $1,000, $1,500 to pay nobody for a simple website. Guess who got to learn how to code?
Right.
So, for me, the education part and the learning part never stops. Like, I'm constantly learning new stuff. Like, I'm learning the trucking business, and it's not even going to be my business. It's going to be my boyfriend's and my son's.
Right.
I still need to know everything about it, because I'm the brains of the operation. Everybody comes to me. So if they can't come to me with questions, who they going to go to? And we haven't built up that big of a network in that industry yet. So I got to learn all this stuff. It's fine for me, though.
Right. That's how I am. I'm like, my mind is always probably maybe a good thing and a bad thing for me, because I'm constantly learning. I'm always on my phone or my computer looking up something, looking up a vendor, looking up, like, seeing how long it's going to take to get, where are they located at, stuff like that. Because it's like you said before, once COVID hit, everything just changed for everybody.
Everything changed. Like, I was able, during COVID, where people was like, you know, out of work and everything. I was out of work too, but it didn't hit me the same way, because I was slinging everything. Wage trainers.
Right.
Like, I was making rolling trades. That was just like my hustle time, before it really just impacted everything. And then once it was really hard to get your shipments, where shipments would start to take like a month.
Yeah.
I remember waiting like a month and a half for some lashes and some makeup brushes that by the time it came, I had forgot the style and everything. I had to go back in my order to see was this actually what I ordered, because it had just taken so long.
Right.
And I had put in my mind that it was stolen. It wasn't coming. I'd already wiped it out. And it just showed up one day. And then after that, it just kind of, the shipping and everything just kind of got worse and worse and worse. So, I mean, it was going to one point in time where packages were getting seized at one point. That was with the AirPods moment. But they were taking packages and different things. because people didn't do their research. They thought they was buying brand name purses and shoes from actual vendors, right? And these vendors can be scammers too. So
They are, so you have to research them as well.
So I thought that, well, let me see. I ordered a couple Coach bags. Just gonna see, like, I can pop off some purses. Women love purses. So I ordered 2 Coach bags, and they had like matching heels with it. So I'm supposed to get these items, and I paid for it probably like $300-$400 altogether, not including my shipping. And I was gonna resell these somewhere, Amazon somewhere, McCurry, but I never got my package. And when I went back to the vendor, all they could say was, "Oh, it was taken by customs. It might have been intercepted by customs." So where do I go from here? And then they just went ghost. Like, there was no money back. There was no person at customs to contact to say, "Hey, I purchased this under good faith," and this and that, whatever. I was just out of $400. So when you're doing these vendors, too, they love to use black women pictures. Okay, I don't know how many vendors got black women all over their Facebook page as a profile pictures, everything, like even on WhatsApp, and you can tell by the way they talk whether they really from here or not. But do some research. If you're on a vendor's Facebook page, reach out to some of the people in the comments. Have you ordered from them? How's the quality of their work? Like, I've asked 20 people about this vendor before I make a purchase.
Yeah.
Because they are some of the biggest scammers out here. It's
One of
not
my
just
friends was
customers.
telling me about it. He showed me a way as to how to determine if your vendor is verified on Alibaba. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember off the top of my head right now. I'll add it on the page. But he showed me a way to determine if that vendor is verified and how many years they've been in service as well.
So,
Because a lot of them after so long they do get verified and that they are legit. But yeah.
So my biggest mistake that I made at that time with that vendor is I didn't buy through Alibaba or AliExpress. If you purchase through them, you do get protections. You can go back on there and say my items came damaged or they didn't come at all, and you can petition to have your money back. Where I made the mistake is not knowing enough about the industry or the vendor, and I sent my payment via Western Union. I was dead out the water. Once I sent my payment, I was done. They probably never even had the products to send me in the first place. Mm-hmm. But again, trial and error and not knowing anything, not verifying my their sources and their customers or whatever. I fell for the okie doke. So
yeah. Always have a way to track your what your when you're giving out money.
Yeah.
So if it's something happened that's shady and flaky like that, you can get your money back from if you don't get it from them, you're getting it back from your bank.
Right. So the best thing I do now is people say, "Oh, I'll send you a PayPal link." No, you can send me the Alibaba link because I buy enough from them where my business is I won't say totally verified because I don't pay for that. Like, you have to pay to be a buyer on there, but I've worked enough on there where I have a good business relationship on there where I've never stiffed anybody or nothing like that. I've always paid my vendors. So if they can't provide me with an Alibaba link or AliExpress link, I'm not buying it. I'm not doing any other PayPal, Western Union, or anything.
That's good. Obtain your federal and state IDs. That's your EIN number, and register after you register with the state.
So if you going to get some legit U.S. vendors, they're going to require you to have a seller's permit. That's why you need to have your EIN number is your federal number, and your state number is going to be for your state to pay your sales taxes. So you will need to get that. It ranges anywhere from $20 to $100 depending on where you live at. I know in Wisconsin the seller's permit is only like $20.
It's $20. I literally just because I was online, and the only reason why I flagged myself to register for that is because I was on a vendor that's in the United States and they required it.
Yeah.
So I need it. So I needed it. So I got it.
If you're on Fashion Go or you want to use Fashion Go, U.S. vendor for like your clothing and things, they will need a seller's permit. So these are things you can't get around it. It don't cost that much. Like I think the highest states to incorporate in is probably New York and California, and I think their incorporation fees is like $300. But that's like the highest I've ever seen them. Any other states is anywhere between like $50 to $300. So it's affordable. And if you think about it, if you keep all of your receipts from all of these things, it's all tax deductible at the end of the day.
Yep. And then open a business bank account. Do a little when you open up a business bank account, do a little research on those banks, and also if you are going to be selling products, see if they have a system where you can get those payments.
Merchant. See if they provide merchant services right through your bank.
Yes.
Those are going to be probably some of the best rates you're going to use. There's a lot of third-party people, but try to see what your bank can offer you, because if they see your transactions and you go for lines of credits and loans and stuff, then they can, they'll be more inclined to do business with you and to offer you. They may even come to you to say, hey,
right,
we see you putting this much in. They may have a loan officer reach out to you, and in that case, that's good for you. But there's a lot of third-party people. You don't want to eat up your profits with fees from a lot of different people.
Yep.
So try to do your research. Try to find the best place that's not going to take too much of all of your fees, because like 2.9% of your transactions may seem like it's not a lot, but
it adds up fast.
Depending on what you're selling, it could be a lot. Like, take my cosmetics for instance. The average sale, if a person just buying a couple lipsticks or something, that could be $15-$20. Okay, wonderful. But then you take taxes, they pay their taxes or whatever, and then you take your processing fee. It's like, all right, so that $20 sale just turned into a $15 sale. And then I still got other overhead. I still got to pay for my website. I still got bags, labels, tags. So like now that $10 profit is turning more to like a $3-4 profit. So you got to think about all of this stuff when you're doing a business. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to sell this. I'm going to make this kind of money, because you have to think about all of your expenses. Even if you're home-based, you still have to think about your rent, your lights, your internet, your phone, your website. So those are still expenses that need to be paid and stuff before you even sell. So you have to really break down and say, this is how much I'm going to buy from this vendor. This is how much it's going to cost me. Now how much do I need to make?
Right.
One of the first things I did was looked up and wrote down how much it costs for me to live each month. So I need to make 3-4 times this each month.
Right.
Off of my business before I can just quit my job. So that's the kind of mindset you need to be in. So if your monthly bills is $2,000 a month, you need to be trying to make your business bring you in $6,000 to $8,000 per month.
Right.
And how can you do that if you're paying all these processing fees and this and that, whatever? And you just got to look at different stuff like that. So try to get to a great bank. If you can get in a credit union.
Yep. And if
that's
you're
the best way.
And if you need help with building your credit, there's another credit union here locally in Milwaukee. Let me bring it up really quick, and I can give you that. It's located on Fond du Lac. I can't think of the name of it, because if you need help with, I think it's called self help. Yep, Self Help Credit Union. It's on Fond du Lac Avenue, and that's a Black-owned credit union.
Nice. So we got to get in there. Get them in here. Get them on the show to talk. Because I didn't know they was here. I know there was a Seaway Bank, but I didn't know about them.
Nope, it's on Fond du Lac. It's on by not Miller Park, by Midtown.
Oh, okay.
And then there's one. If it might be where it used to be, you said that Seaway Bank, Fond du Lac and North,
Yeah.
right there. That might be one of their locations now.
Yeah, so you want to look at a business bank account that's not going to give you, not going to have a lot of fees. Like you don't want them eating into your business, and you may look at it like, oh, I'm small, I'm just starting out. Um, this is not going to take effect, but you don't want it to. You don't want to get hit with a bunch of fees when you start making money, that you forgot about because you just took the bank account and you figured that was going to be a long way off. So make sure that you're not getting like a per check fee. Try to get some free checking. Just go in and talk with a banker and just see what they can offer you, but just don't take anything because you don't want everybody eating up your profits.
Exactly.
What we got next?
Let me go back to it. My bad. Establishing business credit. There's several different ways to do that. If your regular credit is not as good, and you can do the net 20, the net 30, net 60 accounts, where you make a purchase right away, and then you pay it back within a certain amount of time, and then you just keep building your credit off of that. And that's what I've been doing for myself, and it's working out awesome.
Yeah.
Because I'm not putting a whole lump sum into buying products. I can use my net 20, net 30, net 60 account, make a payment, buy some products, pay it off within a certain amount of time, or have it set up where automatic payments are coming out of my account, and it's done.
Right.
And then I can keep building on that.
There are, we have a business credit startup guide, basically to show you like what vendors to try on your first tier, and it goes up to like 8 different tiers, and they have the name of the vendors that you can use and apply for. One of the ones I know that I use a lot, and it's used a lot by a lot of people that have online stores, is Uline. You can get all of your boxes and packaging and everything on a 30-day net. They usually ship to you the next day. They're located in Kenosha. And they're very affordable. So like any kind of size box, and like all kind of retail stuff, or just business stuff in general. A lot of back office packing, shipping kind of things, but it's necessary for your business. And they, without even a credit check, like 30-day net, you can order your bags, your boxes, or whatever you need for your business.
And you can customize them as well.
Yeah. Quill is also a nice one, and they're like an office supplies, but they require you to do like 3 small purchases first, and then they offer you 30-day net. And I think they limit is only like $250 or $300 when they first offer it to you. But there's a lot of different companies like gas cards. They're usually easy to get, fuel cards. And just gotta like slowly build the different things cause don't go get a lot of accounts trying to build business credit and that don't really pertain to your business. So you're just gonna have a bunch of open accounts, which, like your personal credit, not after a while, it's not gonna be good to have a million open accounts. So try to open accounts that really pertains to your business. And once you really can show them like you're consistently making $5,000 to $10,000 a month, you can go and get lines of credit and loans and things like that to keep you working credit. There's even companies that give you lines of credit based off of your inventory. They see how much you sell, so they say, okay, you got this much in inventory, we'll finance you this much, and as you sell your inventory, you pay us back. So there's a lot of different options available, but there are still predatory offers out there too. So you got to be very, careful with what you're signing up for. Being a new business and stuff like that, you may just be so anxious to get these accounts, but you want to see what interest rates they're offering you. You don't want to get a new account, they charge you 18%. So just take our guide, slowly start it, setting up your accounts. Make sure you have a DUNS number. The free DUNS number will work just fine. You don't have to pay for any extras or their pro services. The free DUNS number and your EIN number. and being in business for at least 6 months should do you some justice when starting your business credit. But don't go running up your business credit like your personal credit. Like, take care of it. You know, like, this is your second start. Like, people like, I use myself as example. I have business credit where I don't have my personal credit. I am working on my personal credit in a credit repair business, but I make sure that I'm very, very strict. I'm real strict on myself when it comes to my business credit. You know, I didn't learn all the stuff that I needed to learn as growing up in my 20s and stuff about personal credit. I came up in the 80s and the 90s and everything was bootleg this, bootleg that.
Right.
I got to lick this, you know, everything was a hustle. So, you know, I didn't learn the right financial literacy. So now I'm going back years to clean up stuff that I didn't know I was messing up. But now I know better going into my business credit now. So I definitely don't play about that. Try to make sure all my invoices is paid on time, all my expenses is paid on time. And that's pretty much it. Like, my expenses I've changed drastically since I've been back home. But when I had to store, I had to make payroll. I had to send out payroll taxes, my store taxes, my sale taxes. All those have different dates. So that is a lot of multitasking, a lot of different things that you have to be on top of. But I didn't never want to fall behind on my taxes, never want to fall behind on my bills. So that's a lot of time that you take out of your business. Set aside time just for that, just for your behind the scenes admin work. You know, we can get up here and make lipsticks and sell clothes and stuff all day, but if you're not putting in another 10, 20 hours behind the scenes, make sure your business and stuff is taken care of, then
What's the point?
right, you're just an influencer.
At this point.
You just showing products because you're not taking care of your business. Is this time right?
Yeah, we went on for hours.
Oh, okay. Well, that hour goes fast. This whole PowerPoint on Business Startup Basics will be available for download on the Let's Talk Business podcast Facebook page. If you have any questions or concerns, or you'd like to be a guest on the show, you can inbox myself or Tamika, and we will definitely get you on the next show. Anything you want to share before we go?
Nope. Just if you have any questions in regards to getting started up, just always feel free to inbox either one of us. I may not answer right away, but I'll answer you.
I may answer you in the middle of the night because I work third shift. I'm not a creep. But I may answer you in the middle of the night just randomly, like, why is she up at 3 o'clock in the morning? I work third shift, so that's when I get to answering inboxes and stuff. It works for me when I need to talk to vendors because they're up in the middle of the night, you know, being different time zones and everything. But if you see me in your inbox for credit repair or any business related, I'm not spam. Reply, thank you.
Right.
If you need help with anything, reach out to us. We are always willing to help, and we're always willing to, you know, help the next young lady or young man get started in business. And we will be back with what's her name? Sinray? Sansaray?
Yeah.
That's so pretty. I need to learn.
Sensoray.
Sorry. I'm going to try to get her on the show because I just think she is doing some fabulous things in the city for small business owners, and I love her event space. So I'm going to try to hit her up all this week to see when we can get her on this show because I'm telling you, you guys are going to love her. All right, and that is our show. Y'all be blessed. Be good. Bye-bye.
Say bye. The important part.
You're a little judgy.